AITA for abruptly moving out because I can't stand my sister's pranks anymore. I 25 live with my sister 23 in a shared apartment. I had initially moved to this city for work and lived alone in a rental for 6 months. When my sister relocated to the city for a job, we decided to move somewhere between our offices. The lease is under her name because I sublet my previous place to a friend. Since I still had 6 months left on my contract, at first, the pranks were minimal and it didn't bother me so much. Think somewhere along the lines of hiding my toothbrush or tickling my feet while I was sleeping. It was also new because she never really did things like this when we were growing up. A few weeks later, the pranks started escalating. She would pour water on me when I was sleeping to see my reaction. She rearranged everything in my drawers. It took me hours to clean it up. She even lit a piece of cloth on fire, then burst out laughing when I began panicking. My final straw was last week. She showed new neighbors who hadn't met me yet pictures of me and said I was her stalker, told them to keep an eye out. A few days later, the new neighbors spotted me walking to my door. A few minutes later, 2 cops are knocking on my door and arresting me for breaking into the place because that's what the new neighbors told them. I had to wait at the police station for hours until my sister came in to clear things up. I was so angry I just started crying. I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't feel safe in my home anymore. And my sister still thought it wasn't that big of a deal because I didn't really get arrested. I called in sick to work the next day, waited for my sister to leave, then packed my clothes and checked into a hotel for the night. Came back the next morning to get the rest of my belongings and some furniture I could stuff into the back of my car and moved out. I'm staying in my old apartment now with my friend while I sort things out. Texted my sister to let her know I'm done and that she can keep whatever I left behind. Now my sister is bombarding me with calls and texts. At first it was just tears and apologies. She said she went too far this time and swore up and down that she would stop. When I didn't respond, she turned hostile and started calling me an asshole. My dad stepped in today and called to tell me that while he disagrees with her pranks, I shouldn't have left my sister high and dry. Especially with the rent payments, now that I won't be contributing to half of it anymore. My sister thinks I'm an asshole for putting her in this situation and making her finances suffer. AITA here for just leaving without a heads up. My dad says I could have at least given her a month's notice so she could get things in order. Update: I have spoken to some friends and they are all in agreement with what most of you have suggested. This may be a TikTok thing. However, I can't find anything on the app when I search for her common usernames. Dad did not know I was in the police station. She conveniently left that part out. He is fully on my side now and is refusing to help her with the rent. To clarify as well, police did not arrest my sister for wasting their time as she has nothing to do with the complaint. Neighbors are the ones that called it in.